the Starfall Actual Play Podcast. Starfall Actual Play Podcast is a combination of short stories, audio dramas, and actual role-playing to tell a much larger story. And speaking of larger story, go to our website right now and check out the webcomic. So the webcomic actually explores some of the NPCs the players left behind. Now, I'll let you know, we've got a treat coming up. We've got some new Norkek and Hedda. I can't speak today. We have some new Norkek and Hedda. We're even going to try on a theme song because it's about time Norkek and Hedda had their own theme song. So I'm going to try something on. Let's see if you guys like it. Let me know. And we got some good news and bad news. The good news is that we've got a new player that's going to be joining us probably in the next few episodes. She is hilarious. I think that you'll enjoy her quite a bit. And the bad news is someone's leaving. Yes, we actually have a cast member who has moved to Europe. So they're it's been kind of tough. So they're unfortunately no longer with us, which means someone's gonna die. Yeah, that ought to be interesting. Okay. Oh. So, if you love this podcast, please consider becoming a Patreon backer. I am in desperate need of computer upgrades. It's driving me freaking nuts. I'm doing all this on 4 gigs of RAM. 4 gigs! Can you imagine 4 gigs of RAM and doing all this? Yeah, well, we need as much help as we can get. If nothing else, it helps us keep the podcast going because hosting is expensive. It's I've got to pay for the website and I got to pay for the the hosting for the actual audio files. So please, even if it's just $1 a month, it helps out quite a bit. Well, with that said, let's try on this new Norkek and Hedda.
What was that noise?
Jenny's phone.
Why do you have Jenny's phone?
You know these phones all look alike. She must have picked up mine by mistake before going to the hospital for work. I tried to call her, but I can't unlock it.
Try using the password, soaking in the blood of my enemies, all one word.
That is amazing. How did you guess?
Have you ever played against her in Confed Ground Troops 3? She is a brutal adversary. Every time she wins a battle, she yells that over the comms. She says it a lot. Too much for my taste. I need to up my game.
I will send her a text to let her know that I have her for the love of scientific method.
What's wrong?
I was writing a message when Tom sent a photo of a small snake. It scared me. I'm afraid of he sent another one.
Wait a second. No, that's the human breeding organ.
Why would he be sending that to Jenny?
I'm not sure. It's obviously not to attempt to breed with her, because everyone knows that only idiots would do something like that because female humans are repulsed by the behavior. Besides, I'm sure she did not ask for those images. That would be rude.
He sent another one. Are you sure he's not a snake?
Yes, the mouth is too small.
Another one. Why is he doing this?
Wait, Jenny is a nurse. Maybe he's sick. Look at it.
I'm sure only he wants to look at it.
He's obviously in need of medical attention and trying to get hold of Jenny for help. We must do something.
I'm just going to forward this to my mother. She'll know what to do.
You are a good friend, Hedda. Let's go get lunch.
Join the Jodian Confederate Army. The Confederation stands for freedom for all its citizens, all races, all religions, all backgrounds. We are many with one goal: freedom. But that freedom is threatened by those who would oppress us. Join the Confederate Army. Protect everyone.
the
get
shot
hit
came
by
from
it?
and shoot back.
Oh, we don't know yet.
Yes. Your target number to figure out where it came from is 10.
Was that for everybody?
Yep.
What are we rolling against?
You can use perception.
Straight up perception.
Straight up perception.
Oh!
Where is perception?
18.
19.
How ironic.
Oh, 24.
Could I use
Oh, 30.
What?
I was
30?
gonna say, could I just roll survival?
32.
32.
Yeah, we won't look at
I
that.
don't think I'm gonna need to roll.
Okay, so
Where was perception?
I'm distracted by my own shiny.
there you go.
2 1.
Ah.
0.
You saw from the wound, you were able to figure out the trajectory of the projectile, figure out its caliber. From there, you figured out exactly where it came from, putting in weather conditions, that sort of thing.
Little trigonometry.
Yeah.
Well, I am in a mech. It can do this in the data.
Yeah, and it looks like it was like a shot from out of the spaceport from one of the buildings.
Can I locate the exact building?
Yes.
I'm gonna missile the shit out of the top of that building. I'm just gonna fucking blow the building. No, I'm blowing the building. They freaking shot her.
Well, I shot.
They shot me at us. I'm in a mech. I'm gonna blow the fucking building up.
But not everyone's in a mech.
Yeah, and I'm dying over here.
You are not.
Well,
Shooting them won't save you. Why did we trade the med kits?
I came here for you, motherfucker. I'm already being shot.
So roll your strength.
How-
'cause
okay.
you have to roll versus 11, by the way.
How fast can my mech get there? Oh, fuck me. Where's your off
Yeah.
dice?
So it's 6? Okay. So you took 5 points of damage. So you're only lightly wounded.
How fast can I get there?
You can get there in about 3 turns.
Even with rocket boost on the mech?
Yeah, it's a considerable distance. From what you
No,
can
that
tell,
ain't
Can my mech target, like, isolate in and target the...
yes.
Wouldn't
And
it be easier to radio the ship and turn a gun at the building and just level it?
well,
Nice.
when you take a look at it through your sensors, what you're seeing is a bunch of kids taking pot shots.
I got shot by a kid!
Yeah.
Okay, so, that, given that that's the case,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna fire back. But it's time for the Cubs to get a lecture from Mama. So, I'm going to rocket my mech ass over to where those shots were.
Okay.
I'm going to do some acrobatics. It does some leaps and jumps and hops onto the back of the mech.
I can do that in her. Yeah.
I'm going to say make a roll for that. Your turn. Okay.
Bigger.
No.
No, it's not in his
I'm letting my suit.
keeper. What?
Yeah, I had 7.
Oh, well, one dice has to be different, which is that takes away the highest dice.
Okay.
One of the 6s.
6, 10, 13, 17.
Yo,
20.
yeah. 20, yeah. he rolled poorly and got a 20. Which, by the way, as a feline, he has the ability that twice per game, if something involves him falling, he can goes, no, I land on my feet.
Aww. Unless we put butter on his back.
There's no particular
This is how we
tape to
power
this
the ship
guy.
when we're low.
Professional motion.
That's what we're going to do. When he's not looking, we're going to get some gaffer tape, we're going to stick it to his side, we're going to send him into combat and watch him fall over.
The other thing is that once per game, he can just say, nope, I make that roll. When it comes to agility.
I want to
So I feel him hit my back. I'm like, woohoo! Welcome aboard, kid. We're out for some fun.
Zoomies!
Zoomies.
we were at the entrance of the spaceport.
Yeah.
I just want to lazily step around the corner.
So let me
Okay,
put
so hard
this
to
in
hit this
context.
range, yeah.
We're walking out. There's a pot shot from nowhere.
I'm really
Arkady
unlucky.
goes down. I look around with my mech. I see where it is. I figure out that it's a bunch of freaking brats that need a schooling. And I start running with rocket launching, and all of a sudden, a humanoid cat jumps on my back, and we're halfway out the landing pad at this point.
Okay, the moment you land on the on top of the building, the kids just scatter. You don't recognize the insignia on their faces. They're just taking off.
Yeah, but there is an insignia.
Yes,
I don't recognize it.
correct.
So it's not mole. It's not wolf. It's not thunder.
Correct.
Memorize it so we can say.
Can you say what the
I take a data shot of it.
Okay.
And I loudspeaker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't run, kiddies! Mama's here. Come on out. Mama wants to have a chat with you. And I just start like walking down the building, thundering as I go in the mech. Like I'm like freaking. If there's walls that won't hold me, I'm just destroying them. I'm waiting for an adult to come out, and then I can school the adult on the fact that they're not schooling their children.
You wanted to come cause trouble.
They're gone. They saw you coming and just took off.
Yeah. Can I use heat in signatures to figure out where any of them are?
Not in this environment.
Really?
First of all, they're insulated.
Oh, okay.
So they're insulated. It's also cold.
All right.
So you can see where they've been, but they get into, once you start getting into buildings and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm like, now you children want to play. You're going to have to face the consequences. Oh, come on. Y'all didn't mean to start a war, did you? Pot shot in that ThunderClan with Mama Bear on guard? You think your mamas and daddy's gonna like the kind of trouble you bringing home?
Okay.
I might have to roll.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if I have my mech programmed to laser burn my rampant bear insignia.
I'm gonna give that to you.
Yeah. All right. So at the top of the building, boom, right there, rampant bear, laser burn, big ass freaking rampant bear insignia.
Okay.
Mama was here.
Something that's like that you're famous for. Like, have you done that in battle and stuff? Like,
Mama's famous in battle. So, and the rampant bear insignia is what all my cubs get tattooed on.
Okay.
Medic.
And we just
Do,
solved the majority of
Pearl,
our
do you?
Yes, but we don't. Do we leave them on the ship?
No, we
What
literally
did you
just
find?
walked off the ship. We can walk back.
So how do I need a med kit, or can I just
Walk back onto the ship.
I need to fix myself?
Go back onto the ship and have your girlfriend take care of you.
Oh, rare. I'll be back in an hour.
Right. While we're out in these buildings, I'm going to scout around to make sure there's no one else hidden around.
Yeah, I hope it was just kids and not a trap.
I mean, the streets are, I won't call them busy, but there are people walking about. Some of them are moving cautiously. Some of them seem to be in like large groups.
Do any of them have the same insignia as the children?
I'm gonna head off to the bazaar.
Okay, so I need to know how you folks are moving around.
Well, obviously, me and the Melinas are walking around in mechs, so there's that.
What's our goal? Is Dave gonna try and find?
Well, I'm waiting for my contact at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Can I comlink to Dave a visual image of the insignia? I do that, and I ask you who it might be.
Moon Clan, most likely a gatherer.
And what do you know about them? And where do they stand with ThunderClan?
Uno Memento.
You've been listening to the Starfall Actual Play Podcast, written and directed by Kevin C. Mason. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever else you can find a podcast. Become a Patreon backer by going to patreon.com/StarfallPodcast. Get a copy of Roll vs. Roll at Gamescrafter or Drive-Thru RPG.